Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome to the Carpe Diem Podcast, where I discuss Venice AI. Today, I want to discuss the price of DIEM, which at the time of recording is $131. That is to say, the price of DIEM is low. $10 has never bought so much future thinking time. Unlike most tokens, you can ask anyone to give you an intuitive price for DIEM. Once you explain the utility of DIEM, the intuitive price people usually come to is $300. I've asked many people, and they would buy DIEM for $300. So in this video, I want to explain why they say $300 and why perhaps DIEM is not there at the moment. If I asked Joe Bloggs how much he'd pay for $1 of API credit from Venice AI, the first thing he'd say is, what is an API? So instead, I'll phrase the question differently. How much would you pay for a lifetime subscription to ChatGPT text mode? Or perhaps maybe I'd say, how much would you pay to generate 100 images per day forever? I wouldn't ask how much you'd pay for 1 million tokens per day, but maybe that's an equivalent question more or less. People say $300. Since not everyone knows what an API is, let me explain. Understanding the API is key to understanding the value of DIEM. So the Venice team have built two products so far, the website, venice.ai, and the Venice mobile app. The team have chosen to provide various features and services in those products. However, the underlying models, the LLMs, are capable of doing many other things that haven't been built into the Venice products. The API is a way to expose the underlying models to the public, such that anyone can tap into their power and build their own product with their own subset of features. The API allows for infinite variations of derivative works. It brings the full power of those models to anyone who can imagine any way of using them. Right now, all over the world, smart people are building the tools of the future, the killer apps for your phone and for your laptop and for your browser. People have seen ChatGPT and have been inspired, and they are building something that scratches an itch that they have. They're vibe coding interesting ideas. There's a guy in Timbuktu that's building a personal assistant app that's going to blow your mind because it's going to keep you organized, set interesting things for you to do, and boost your productivity. There's a guy in Mongolia building a gym coach that is going to inspire you to keep fit and give you a workout of the day and finally peg your weight to where you wanted it. There's a lady in Yemen that is building a chef that is going to show you how to cook the meal you really feel like right now and order the groceries you need at the best price in your area. There's a dude in Kathmandu that is building a household plant manager that's going to keep each of your pot plants alive by knowing when it's best watered and when it needs repotting and if it needs moving out of the direct sunlight. There's a lass from Aberdeen that is building a digital friend to share your interests and talk to you whenever something topical happens. There's a bloke from Swindon building a newsreader avatar that is going to tailor a news show dedicated to what you care about. There's a grandma in Peru that's building a parenting app that's going to nudge you at the right time to provide your kids with arts and crafts that they're going to love and is going to help you bond with them. There's a gigabrain in San Francisco building a trading bot that's going to earn you money while you sleep. There's an English farmer boy building a pet app that's going to help you train your dog and organize neighborhood walks with potential doggy friends. There's a aunt in China building a joke delivery app that's going to be tailored to your humor and make you laugh out loud every day at 11 a.m. There's a doctor in Seattle building a pill reminder bot that is going to ask you about side effects and maybe discover new links between conditions never known before. Someone in Iceland is building an app to help them journal based on an AI that's going to inquire about your day, maybe. It's going to help you be mega thoughtful. Someone in New Zealand is creating an obsession quencher that's going to finally satisfy your thirst for knowledge by being an incredible educator. You get the picture, right? There's countless life-enhancing apps being created. They're going to launch next year. It's going to be ridiculous. The AI-powered app ecosystem is going boom. There's one thing that these apps have in common. After you've installed them, in the settings page, they're going to ask for an AI endpoint of your choice and an API key. It's bring your own brain. They are essentially different flavors of specialized agents. So this is the point. Like, Venice doesn't need to build the ecosystem. It is being built. Venice will provide a brain. DIEM is a brilliant pricing model for such brains. I don't think you're going to want a pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go is going to feel awful if it's for a trivial little app that's just going to be reminding you when to take your vitamins. You're going to want a different pricing model. You're going to want a kind of use it or lose it model where you feel like you have an abundance of brain power. You're just looking to use it wherever you can. You're going to be safe in the knowledge with DIEM that the thinking firepower you bring to bear is not a cost. It's an asset. It's a total 180 from the traditional pricing models. Your AI can be sold again. It's part of your estate now. No one gets this yet. Even after using DIEM for many days or years, you can sell the DIEM afterwards. Likely for the same amount as you bought it for, maybe more, maybe less. But this way of paying for AI is so utterly different from anything else out there. It's very unique. If you buy DIEM today, you can try all these future apps. You can bring your own brain to them. You'll be sorted for brain power. It's like if you bought all the petrol you ever needed for your car up front, and then you can drive it for free from now on. And in parallel to the wider ecosystem, Venice itself is going to be providing interesting services. Venice was very early to the digital character game, and I'd be surprised if they didn't want to give those characters a voice so we can chat with them naturally, voice to voice. And I don't know, I would be surprised if Venice didn't release video models. But to operate them sustainably, you would need like a boatload of compute, i.e. a boatload of DIEM, maybe in a matter of months or years. The AI bubble is going to pop, and the megacorps like OpenAI are going to have to balance their books. And their services are suddenly going to cost an arm and a leg, either in dollars or in your privacy via ads. These AIs are going to be ultra persuasive, so their ads are going to be super compelling in the worst possible way. And when that happens, you'll enjoy being able to opt out by owning DIEM. Video from Venice would be cool. Uncensored video, very cool. What if Venice characters could video talk to you? What if I could feed my grandpa's journals and some of his pictures into a Venice character and talk to his likeness? That'd be pretty interesting. While we're brainstorming future ideas, I would be surprised if Venice didn't expand on its privacy focused. I mean, that's its MO, privacy. I'm not really keen on a voice recorder app that listens to every sound in my life. But my God, it would be useful. And given any provider of such an app in the world, Venice would be my top choice, maybe my only reasonable choice, because they have my trust, and trust is hard to earn. So the ecosystem is cooking, and Venice is also cooking. Venice is well capitalized. I think they can cook for years. Let them cook. Don't give up on them. They're going to build on the best open source models and the best ideas from other AI apps. It's a multi-year endeavor, not one crypto cycle. The future of DIEM is bright, very bright. The possibilities I can imagine are endless. The product market fit of DIEM, is foreseen. Like, maybe it's not now, which is why the price is low, but it's foreseen. I'm convinced of it. So, why is the price of DIEM at almost all-time lows now? I can answer that. The price of DIEM is being distorted to the downside. DIEM does exist in a free and fair market, but the market isn't intuitive and it isn't liquid. Let me explain. I have 4 points to make. Firstly, let's get the easy one out of the way. Real DIEM has not been fully activated yet, but Venice have announced they are sunsetting legacy DIEM on Wednesday, the 8th of October. This should make things more transparent. I don't anticipate it having much effect on price, but let's see. Secondly, we have a liquidity problem, a huge liquidity problem. DIEM is a small asset, and so there is naturally low liquidity. DIEM has a market cap of only $4 million and a low number of users, 1,091 holders of DIEM, or users of DIEM, we could say, to be exact. The main liquidity pool here has 1.2 million in liquidity, and there's a second pool for USDC, which only has 6,000 liquidity. It's only got $3,000 in it. Very, very small. This does kind of make sense because DIEM, it's a utility token. So providing liquidity to a liquidity pool kind of cuts you out of using the utility. So why would you kind of want to provide liquidity given that the token isn't meant to be volatile? So there isn't meant to be much volume trading. So there's not a lot of fees to capture. The whole point of DIEM is to stake it and get the API credits. By design, it kind of drains its own liquidity. And I think this is a problem, to be sure. There's kind of only $1 million of liquidity, so even a $1,000 purchase kind of changes the price for everyone. Shockingly poor liquidity. And what this means is that if there's any kind of negative sentiment, it just crushes the price. And the DIEM price is being punished with the power of 1,000 suns right now, just because low liquidity makes the moves very enhanced. Thirdly, the DIEM price is suppressed by minters. Suppressed isn't the correct word, because the mintability of DIEM by the owners of VVV is the mechanism. It's the whole point of owning VVV. But a few weeks after launch, DIEM was going on a run, and maybe there was a chance of DIEM getting to the level it deserved. But Minters took advantage of the opportunity. I think they thought we were maybe in times of froth, and they kind of killed the pump. The Minter dynamic, will curtail the high. Such are the tokenomics right now. But it's only been a couple of months, and we aren't mature yet. VVV holders control the upper range value of DIEM. That's the design. I'm happy with it. On the downside, the emission rate of 10 million VVV per year powers the printing press of DIEM. But on the upside, the mint rate curve mathematically regulates the printing press of DIEM. So this is all coded into the smart contracts of VVV and DIEM, and it's fair game to me. Everyone knows the rules. Now for the main distortion. DIEM is liquidity bonded with VVV. This is why I said the market kind of isn't intuitive, because DIEM isn't priced in dollars. It is priced in VVV. When the DIEM token generation event occurred, the Venice team used some of their VVV treasury to mint the first 10,000 DIEM, and then created a liquidity pool of VVV paired with DIEM, such that DIEM has had a starting price of $50 when priced in VVV. This was an important part of the launch. It provided the initial price for DIEM, and it has been the kind of main source of liquidity ever since, by huge magnitude. So with this pool, we've created a liquidity bonding between these two assets. Since the overwhelming majority of liquidity comes from the DIEM VVV pool, if the price of VVV drops by half, which it has, then this is going to drag the price of DIEM down by half as well. There's no getting around it. This liquidity bonding, some people call it Hart's law because of Richard Hart of Hex fame. He used to talk about it frequently. I don't care what you think the fair price of DIEM is in dollars. It's bonded with VVV, so the price is going to be a mirror to VVVV. The only way to get away from that is if an alternative liquidity pool is built up. And, this isn't happening yet. The alternative liquidity pool has no liquidity yet. Since DIEM is a utility based on $1 per day of compute, to me it would make sense if there was a DIEM USDC pool, but there's no real incentive for one to form, let alone grow to dwarf the VVV pool enough for DIEM to find its own peg, independent of VVV. So for the foreseeable future, DIEM is going to be kind of beta to VVV, or is it gamma? I don't know the correct derivative terminology. If VVV price goes down, DIEM is going to go down more, and vice versa. This is just a fact. You can't really price VM in dollars. You can only price it in VVV, and the ecosystem is intrinsic and intertwined with one another. So this kind of does fit, even though I don't know. I think it's a little bit unfortunate because it makes the intuitive price of DIEM hard to figure out. When I first kind of understood this, I was kind of glum for a while, but I cheered up because once you know this, it's kind of your edge. So you now know the fair market value of DIEM is being suppressed. I don't know how far DIEM can be pushed down by VVV, but I'm sure eventually it'll pop and find its intuitive fair price in dollars. But let's talk about like what will break the bonding. The initial DIEM VVV pool is full range. These old school full range pools are not as capital efficient as concentrated liquidity. They have to have an equal dollar value of both tokens in them at all times, and a full range pool makes less sense for DIEM because it has a reasonable floor and a ceiling price. So any tokens under the floor, the reasonable floor, or above the reasonable ceiling is kind of not capital efficient. So if we built a new pool within a kind of smarter range, and if the fees from that pool was kind of reinvested into the liquidity, then slowly over time we can probably, drain the liquidity out of the original pool and establish a new pool. So that's one hope. The other hope is that intuition, I think, is with us. DIEM should be priced in dollars, not VVV, because each DIEM token represents $1 per day of Venice API capacity, and that never expires and never changes value. So come on, it's begging for a liquidity pool with USDC. The aha moments will come. I expect it'll come when a killer app is released and DIEM is clearly the best payment option, because DIEM payment model is far superior than a pay-as-you-go model. What if you could buy a token that allows you to query a thinking machine? And what if the IQ of that thinking machine is going to rise by a few points every month or every few months? And what if you're able to regift or resell that token later? Surely, if you buy it when it's low IQ, you'll be able to sell it for more when it's high IQ. Food for thought. In conclusion, DIEM is misunderstood. I know I'm a contrarian for loving it, but I honestly feel that there needs to be more positive views out there because the market hasn't gotten it yet. To me, it's like there's treasure recently surfaced by a change in tides, and no one has spotted the treasure yet. Michael Saylor says that volatility is a gift to the faithful. Let's see. I hope that's true. That's all. Go seize the day.